Welcome back to another episode of Roll Cougs Weekly. I'm Aiden Voorhees.
And I'm Kendall Janosko.
And here's everything you may have missed in the last 2 weeks of Cougar athletics.
The men's ice hockey UCHC awards were given out, with Nick Cyprian winning UCHC Player of the Year and selected for First Team All-UCHC. Gino Pecora being awarded UCHC Co-Goaltender of the Year, Rookie of the Year, being selected for First Team All-UCHC and the All-Rookie Team. Zach Connor was also chosen for Second Team All-UCHC for his second time and signed with the Huntsville Havoc of the SPHL. Tyler Samadral was also selected for the All-Rookie Team. For women's ice hockey, Clara Mueller was chosen for the All-Rookie Team and won gold for Lithuania in the IIHF D3A tournament. For men's lacrosse, Brett Zaruba was chosen as PAC Defensive Player of the Week, Jesse Corser-James was chosen as PAC Defensive Player of the Week, and Cody Randall was also picked as PAC Specialist of the Week. For men's and women's swim, Allie Cohen, Hannah Urinek, and Carly Sagerser were all selected for First Team All-PAC, and Elena Kirchner was selected for Second Team All-PAC.
Last week, men's volleyball and baseball both earned award winners, with Ethan Botkin winning PAC Newcomer of the Week for baseball and Logan Pack earning PAC Newcomer of the Week for men's volleyball.
On Wednesday, February 26th, the men's ice hockey team played in the UCHC quarterfinal, winning 3-0 over Nazareth. The Chatham goals came from Tyler Samadral for the 8th of the season, assisted by True Crow, Nick Cyprian for the 14th of the season, as well as his second shorthanded goal of the season, assisted by Nicholas Babby. Evan Mitchell for the second goal of his season, assisted by Brendan Pomerantz and Dylan Young, and Gino Pecora collected a 48-save shutout, his second of the season. Then on Saturday, March 1st, in the UCHC semifinals, Chatham lost 9-0 to Utica. At the end of the season, the men's ice hockey UCHC record is 8-10-2 with an overall record of 10-15-2. They are fourth in the UCHC in the regular season after losing in the UCHC semifinal. Women's ice hockey played in the UCHC quarterfinals on Saturday, March 1st, and fell 5-0 to Nazareth. The women's ice hockey UCHC record at the end of the season is 0-12-0 with an overall record of 2-21-2. They are fourth in the UCHC at the end of the regular season.
Baseball had their home opener against La Roche on Monday, February 24th, grabbing the victory 16-7 over the Red Hawks. Cooper Baxter was 4 for 4, scoring a run and had 4 RBIs in that one. Eddie Rueda was 4 for 5 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Caleb Jones went 1 for 2 at the plate with a double, scored 2 runs, and batted a run in. On the mound, Gianni Cantini went 4 innings, giving up 2 earned runs and striking out 7. Ethan Botkin picked up his first college win and strikeout in his inning of work, where he gave up no runs.
On February 26th, the men's lacrosse team played against Marietta, winning the game 12-9. The Chatham leaders include Tanner Marsh for his 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points, Thomas Whitaker for his 2 goals, Ethan Reinker for 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points, Broden Zambrano for 2 goals, Jacob Lubaway for his 3 assists, Jesse Corser-James for his 7 ground balls and 4 caused turnovers, and Thomas Curtin for his 4 caused turnovers. On Saturday, March 8th, the men's lacrosse team played against McDaniel and lost 7-6, with the Chatham leaders including Ethan Rinker for his 2 goals, 1 assist, 4 ground balls, and 3 caused turnovers, and Ethan Joshi for his 4 ground balls and 1 caused turnover. The men's lacrosse overall record right now is 4-3.
Women's basketball took on Bethany in the PAC tournament quarterfinals at the AFC on February 25th, defeating the Bison 61-59. Hannah Chenault had 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Ashley Loudon dished out 5 assists, and Alyssa Lockus had 2 blocks and 2 steals in that one. That led them to the PAC semifinals on Thursday, February 27th, where they defeated Allegheny 57-45 in Meadville. Hannah Chenault had 14 points and 3 assists. Madison Nero picked up a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds, and Sharjay Brock had 5 steals for the Cougars in that one. Chatham then took on W&J in the women's basketball PAC championship game, where they fell 59-50 to the Presidents. Madison Monroe had another double-double with 17 points and 10 rebounds, and Alyssa Lockus had 3 blocks and 3 steals in that game. Women's basketball finishes their season 21-6 overall. They had a 17-3 record in conference play, finishing tied for second in the regular season in the PAC and finishing as runners-up in the tournament. On Thursday, February 27th, the men's basketball team defeated Grove City 91-80 in their PAC semifinal matchup to lead them to the PAC championship game, as Simon Boyer had 23 points, Dion Pinkett had 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists for his double-double. In the PAC title game, Chatham won the PAC championship by defeating Washington and Jefferson 81-69. Dion Pinkett had 21 points, 6 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals in that one. Simon Boyer finished with 18 points. Hunter Verling grabbed 12 rebounds and had 3 steals, and Lovinson Xavier had 16 points and 9 rebounds for Chatham. Dion Pinkett was awarded the PAC tournament's most outstanding player for the title-winning Cougs. Chatham participated in the NCAA tournament first round of men's basketball championships. They fell to Gettysburg 84-68. Dion Pinkett had 21 points again in that one with 6 steals. Lovinson Xavier had 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals. Easton Fulmer, Hunter Verling, and Simon Boyer all dished out 3 assists in that one, and Simon Boyer netted 15 points for Chatham, who finishes their season with a 23-5 overall record, including an 18-2 record during conference play. They'll finish as the PAC champions.
On Thursday, February 27th, the men's and women's indoor track and fields were at the PAC Championships in Youngstown, Ohio. For the men's, Demetrius Brodnax came in 6th in the 400-meter. For the women's, Ariel Bruner came in 1st in the 60-meter hurdles, 1st in the long jump, and 1st in the triple jump. And the 4x400 relay team, including Molly Standing, Kendall Serrano, Virginia Malkin, and Ariel Bruner, came in 5th. Ariel Bruner was also named PAC Overall MVP and PAC Field MVP.
Men's volleyball fell to Geneva 3-1 on February 26th. Logan Pack led the Cougs with 15 kills and 3 aces. RJ Nag had 3 aces as well and 34 assists, and Luke Houlihan had 9 digs defensively for Chatham.
From Friday, February 28th to Saturday, March 1st, the men's and women's swim teams were at the diving regionals in Ithaca, New York, with Ali Cohen placing 22nd in both days with scores of 332.65 and 359.55.
The men's and women's squash teams were in Philadelphia last week for the CSA Divisional Team Championships. Starting on Friday, February 28th, the men's team defeated Hamilton 8-1 to win their quarterfinal matchup of the Summers Cup. Sebastian Antonio Vaca Sanchez, Augustin Carranza, Lucas Oliveira, and Mohamed Hassan Ranza all swept their matches against Hamilton. The women's squash team beat Bard in their first round matchup, with Sofia Pinto, Vasundra Vasanthan, Clara Braga, Isabella Campos, and Tanya Marie Nored all winning their first round matchups. Overall, the Cougs won that match 5-2. They then defeated Hamilton that same day in the quarterfinals 5-3. Vasundra Vasanthan, Clara Braga, and Tanya Marie Nored all swept their matches in that one as well. The next day on Saturday, both teams played in the semifinals, with the men's team defeating Bowdoin 5-4. Alejandro Cruz swept his match for the Cougars, sending them to the Summers Cup final. The women's team fell to Franklin and Marshall in their semifinal matchup, with Vasundra Vasanthan and Clara Braga both sweeping their matches for the Cougars. The men's squash team defeated Bates 5-4 in the championship of the Summers Cup to win their first team trophy in Chatham squash history. Abdelrahman Walid Sadek and Alejandro Cruz both swept their championship matches for the Cougars. In the women's squash final matchup, they fell to the Denison Big Red 6-3 in the third place game. Vasundra Vasanthon and Clara Braga both swept their matches for Chatham.
For the week of Saturday, March 1st through Thursday, March 6th, the softball team was down in Florida for their spring training schedule. On March 1st, in their season opener, Chatham won against Bluffton 8-0, and then on their second game, winning 7-4 against Newman. On Sunday, March 2nd, the Chatham softball team lost to Dubuque and Simmons 13-8 and 3-2, respectively. On March 3rd, Chatham played against Heidelberg, losing 9-0, and then losing 7-1 to Clark. On Wednesday, March 5th, the softball team played against Wentworth and lost 12-2, and then Aurora, losing 9-0. On Thursday, March 6th, the Chatham team picked up another win against North Central 11-3. At the end of their spring training week, the softball overall record is 3-7.
The baseball team was in Central Florida last week for 9 games of their spring season. In the first 2, they were defeated by Clark University 10-3 and 6-3. In the second game against Clark, Dawson Morrow got his 100th career strikeout for Chatham, becoming the first player in Chatham baseball history to reach that number. And Tyler Cody got his 100th career hit, the 5th player in Chatham baseball history to reach 100 career hits as a Cougar. The next day, on Sunday, March 2nd, Chatham won 2 games against Bluffton by scores of 3-2 and 3-1. Then on Tuesday, March 4th, Chatham got a walk-off victory over Concordia 9-8. They next played on Friday, March 7th, defeating Wentworth 13-8 before falling to the Leopards 8-2 in the second game of their doubleheader. On Saturday, their final day in Florida, baseball fell to Russell Sage 8-2 and then defeated them 6-5 in their second game to close out their Florida spring training trip. Baseball is 6-6 overall as they went 4-3 in Florida. Women's lacrosse went to Florida last week as well. They played on Tuesday, March 4th against Bridgewater College. They narrowly fell in that one 7-6. And then on Thursday, March 6th, they took on John Carroll, dropping that match 11-5. Women's lacrosse is 0-2 on the season so far. Men's volleyball faced Bethany on Wednesday, March 4th at the Athletic and Fitness Center, defeating the Bison 3-0. Logan Pack had 7 kills and 9 digs in that one. Josh Roncallo slammed down 7 kills for the Cougars. RJ Nag had 4 service aces and dished out 24 assists, and Tim McCabe blocked 4 Bison attacks in that match. On Saturday, Chatham took on Grove City at the AFC. They dropped that match 3-0. Benjamin Shellstack had 12 kills and 2 aces in that match for Chatham. Tim McCabe blocked 4 Wolverine attacks. Alex Moncello had 15 assists, and Luke Houlihan tallied 8 digs in that one.
Coming up on Friday, March 14th, the men's and women's indoor track and field teams will be at the NCAA Championships in Rochester, New York.
Coming up this week on Tuesday, March 11th, baseball will take on Worcester for a 3 p.m. afternoon game. This is their first head-to-head matchup in school history. Worcester is 1-6 this season in baseball. Baseball takes on Pitt Greensburg on Saturday for a doubleheader at 5 o'clock and 7:30. Head-to-head, they are 2-6 against Pitt Greensburg all time. Last season, they fell in a barn burner 15-13. Pitt Greensburg comes into this matchup at 2-7 in 2025.
Softball will be back in action on Saturday, March 15th with a doubleheader against Oberlin, first game starting at 11:30 and the second game starting at 1:30. The head-to-head history between the two teams is 1-3, and their last game on April 7th of 2024 ended in a 4-0 Chatham loss. Oberlin's overall record is 1-5.
Women's Lax will take on Fredonia at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. This is their first head-to-head matchup in school history as well, and Fredonia is 2-1 this season in women's lacrosse. On Thursday, March 13th, the women's lacrosse team will take on Muskingum at 4 p.m. This is the first time they've met in school history, with Muskingum coming in with an overall record of 4-2. On Wednesday, the men's volleyball team will take on St. Vincent here at the AFC. That'll have a 7 p.m. first serve. Head-to-head, Chatham lost both games to St. Vincent last season, and in their last matchup on February 1st of 2024, Chatham fell 3-1 to the Bearcats. And on Friday, March 14th, men's volleyball will take on Hiram at 7 p.m. Head-to-head, they're 0-3 against Hiram, falling 3-0 in February of this season. Hiram is 5-1 in the conference. They are second in the pack and 11-6 overall this season. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Roll Cougs Weekly. I'm Aiden Voorhees.
And I'm Kendall Janosko.
And we'll see you next week for more Cougar athletics.